From Dolphin Soccer Park on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II men's soccer coverage live on the ECC network. Today's non-conference matchup features the Tigers of Holy Family University taking on the College of Staten Island Dolphins. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Joe Foreman on the call solo for you ahead of today's game. We do apologize for getting on the air just a bit late as we were dealing with some video issues ahead of kickoff between the Dolphins and the Tigers. But as you see on your screen, the two teams are taking the field, and we are preparing for the introduction of starting lineups for both teams. So as starters are introduced out on the pitch, I will bring you those starters for both teams, beginning first with the visiting Tigers. In goal for Holy Family will be number 1, Luke Shank. The rest of the starters for the Tigers in numerical order: number 2, Dakota Taylor; number 3, Joseph Amabile; number 4, Michael Ford; number 6, Nicolai Dinham; number 7, Lataro Barisso; number 9, Sean Toohey; number 11, Joel Richmond; number 14, Will Stackhouse; number 17, Gavin Rowan; and number 18, Ayub Fask. Starters for the College of Staten Island. In goal will be Amari Thompson. He is wearing number 30 this afternoon. The rest of the starters for the Dolphins in numerical order: number 4, Luis Asensio Cueva; number 6, Mohamed Sow; number 7, Daniel Angulo; number 9, Youssef Dardir; number 10, Shane Siegel; number 11, Nicholas Kashenko. Leandro Angulo normally wears number 17, will be wearing number 23 during today's game. Number 21, Stephen Adebisi; number 25, Jamali Peterson; and number 29, Stephen Flores, rounds out the starting lineup for the CSI Dolphins. As you see on your screen, the Dolphins come in with a record of 1-4, as do the Tigers. These two teams have followed nearly identical trajectories so far this season. Each dropped their first match and won their second to level out their records at 1-1. Since then, both teams have dropped 3 straight. Both teams are currently 1-4, and both teams have only found the back of the net 3 times this season. For the Dolphins, Stephen Adebisi is responsible for 2 of those goals. Daniel Angulo responsible for the 3rd. For the Tigers, Lataro Barisso, Gavin Rowan, and Dakota Taylor responsible for the 3 goals. Taylor also leads the Tigers in shots with 12, 8 of those on goal. Rowan and Barisso combining for 7 shots on goal out of their 14 total attempts between the two of them. The goalkeeping for CSI, Amari Thompson comes in having allowed just shy of 3 goals per game on the season. A pair of goalkeepers have gotten significant action for the Tigers: Tyler Myers and Luke Shank, splitting the time in net. Each has played in 3 games. Each has played 225 minutes. Each has allowed 7 goals, and they are both entering today's game with a goals allowed average of an even 2.8. They've combined for 19 saves. Team save percentage right around 58% for the Tigers. For the Dolphins, their team percentage on saves at right about 57. So these two teams, very similar statistically, an identical record for the two sides. Really no way to tell which way today's matchup will go between the Dolphins and the Tigers, though we do have last year's matchup to look back on and try and get some insight into what to expect ahead of today's game. Last year's meeting was a 2-0 Dolphins victory. That game played back on October 6th of 2021. For the Dolphins, that was one of only 2 games in which they scored multiple goals, and both of these teams look to snap their 3-game losing skid here this afternoon. So with the national anthem about to be played, we'll step aside and take a break. We'll be right back with NCAA Division II men's soccer.
You Know 'Em Right is the podcast that uncovers the origin stories of some of the biggest names in sports, media, entertainment, and pop culture. On the show, hosts Nick and Joe walk guests through the retelling of their humble beginnings, covering an array of topics from specific interests and hobbies to personal opinions regarding each facet of their industry. You Know 'Em Right offers insight on how to adapt and advance and offers alternative advice as opposed to a one-size-fits-all strategy. Above all else, the number one goal of You Know I'm Right is to offer listeners an exclusive behind-the-scenes vantage point not found anywhere else through its increasing list of professional connections. With a following that continues to grow daily, You Know I'm Right is transforming into a must-listen podcast in the right place at the right time. Find the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. You do not want to miss an episode of You Know I'm Right.
And we are back from Dolphins Soccer Park on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Dolphins and Tigers about to get underway here on the ECC network. As I mentioned ahead of the break, these two teams both come in 1-4. They both come in having dropped 3 straight, have both scored only 3 times this season. And for the Dolphins, they will be looking to build upon last year's 2-0 victory over the Tigers in the only meeting between these two teams. So this matchup, just the second time these two teams will face one another. And this match will take place on the Dolphins' home turf, as last year this match was played in Pennsylvania between the two sides. The goal scorers for CSI in that game both remain on the Dolphins roster. Daniel Angulo and Shane Siegel found the back of the net in that game. It was a clean sheet for Dolphins goalkeeping as well in the shutout win, and Amari Thompson already has posted 1 clean sheet here at home this season, so he'll be looking to build upon that performance, as since then, the Dolphins have not scored after scoring 3 goals in their first 2 matches of the year, a loss at Bloomsburg and a win over Bloomfield here at home. Since then, the Dolphins have dropped 3 straight results, 2-0, 6-0, and 2-0, so for CSI, they'll be looking to get the attacking play going in today's matchup with the Tigers. And as I highlighted before the break, the matchup against Holy Family last year, one of just 2 matches in which the Dolphins scored multiple times. So CSI will be hoping to do a better job finding the back of the net in today's game, and we'll see what the Dolphins can do in today's matchup with the Tigers. As for Holy Family, they have also dropped 3 straight, a 6-1 result, a 1-0 result, and a 2-0 result at Bentley, against Bloomsburg, and at Post. So this Holy Family team also facing Bloomsburg this year. The Dolphins dropped their game against Bloomsburg by a final score of 6-2. Holy Family dropped their game against Bloomsburg just 1-0. So the Tigers faring much better against the one common opponent that these two teams share. And we are underway from Dolphins Soccer Park as Angulo plays it long toward the top of the box. And we have a very early foul, as it was Jamali Peterson whistled for the foul. He went up over the back of the player trying to protect the penalty area. That was number 6. Nikolai Dinham. Ball on the foot of Angulo for CSI. He moves into the attacking third, but can't beat his marker, as now the Tigers have it, moving out toward midfield. This is Sean Toohey, and he is fouled. An aggressive challenge by Shane Siegel, and he will get an early talking to from the official. Pair of early Dolphins fouls in this one, as Will Stackhouse, one of the captains for this Tiger squad, took that free kick. The second captain, you see along the far sideline, that's number 11, Joel Richmond. Stackhouse, a graduate student and defenseman. Richmond listed as a forward, and he is a senior. As the Tigers throw in toward the back line of the Dolphins, it was headed by Sau and sent back toward midfield by Leandro Angulo. Once again, Leandro wearing number 23 this afternoon. He normally wears 17. As Peterson was fouled just shy of midfield by Richmond. Free kick taken by Angulo toward the back line, headed skyward and over the near sideline for a Dolphins throw. Throw in taken quickly and immediately sent back over the near side. That was Dardier who deflected it out of play. Stackhouse looks to throw. It's a long throw out toward midfield. That was off the head of Barisso and then Sau, as Flores sends it up into the air over his head. Siegel tried to get ahead on it and could not. And that travels over the near side for another Tigers throw. Stackhouse will throw once again. He's looking for somewhere to go with it. Can't find anybody. And the throw ultimately goes to Barisso. Barisso against a pair of Dolphins. And Siegel was forced to clear. Stackhouse to throw again. That throw finds Tui. Tui working against Siegel. Gets it over to Taylor. Back to Richmond. Richmond moving into the attacking third. Avoids one marker and another. Richmond thought about the shot. Now moves in. Left-footed shot blocked by Angulo. And Siegel got a body on it. Another blocked shot for Leandro Angulo. He's had plenty of those this year. Siegel tried to get it to Dardier. They converge over the ball. And once again, the Tigers will throw. It's taken quickly. This is Taylor. Nobody home on that pass attempt, and Angulo will clear. Dardier, the nearest Dolphin. He's battling Ford. Now Kishenko looking to move ahead, and that play is whistled dead. Not sure if Kishenko took it over the near side or was offsides. Either way, possession belongs to the Tigers. A lot of equipment obstructing my view of the right side of the pitch. I was trying to get some of that moved out of the way ahead of kickoff as we were contending with some video issues ahead of opening kick, but we got that taken care of just in time to get on the air for starting lineups. And here come the Tigers. This is Tui working against Angulo. Angulo applying pressure as Tui sends it off of Flores, and that's going to be our first corner kick of the afternoon. Now, we do have a new automated camera up on the roof of the press box. That is preventing our camera from being situated in the center of the roof. Now, we are slightly off to the left of midfield as a result of the newly installed camera. And because of that, we do not have a view of the left corner. So we do apologize for that. No view of the left corner. One of our mounted speakers is in the way. I'll be sure to walk you through everything that takes place out of the range of our camera. But hopefully we have that automated camera up and running soon as the corner kick is sent a long way across the box. That rolls outside of the penalty area. That was Peterson who tripped. And possession belongs to the Tigers once again. This is Stackhouse. Stackhouse for Richmond. Richmond has some room. Richmond moving in toward the top of the box, working against Flores. He avoids a tackle, and it looks like Flores just got enough of that ball to force a corner. It's taken immediately. Taylor looks to cross. He sends it way too far, and that ball is rifled over the far sideline by Dakota Taylor. Dolphins throw. Peterson. Back to Sal. Asensio Cueva up to Peterson. Now Adebisi. Adebisi sends one off the heel of a defender, and that's a turnover in the midfield for the Dolphins, but the Tigers give it right back. Here comes Angulo. Strong touch, and a bit too strong as Stackhouse took it away. Stackhouse in the midfield. Up ahead to Barisso, and that's rolling down toward the corner. Thompson is there. Thompson up to Angulo. Angulo for Sal. Sal advancing toward the midfield, plays it far side for Asensio Cueva. He moves toward the center of the pitch and plays it back to Thompson. Thompson directing traffic. Wants to send it a bit longer, it appeared, but instead he'll settle for the short pass to Angulo. Angulo looking for Siegel. Kishenko also in the area. That's headed the other way by Stackhouse. Angulo got a touch on it. Peterson fighting. He knocked it away from Ford for a moment, but the Tigers have it back. Stackhouse nearly redirected by Taylor. He may have gotten a piece, but it's now on the foot of Sal. Kishenko redirects for Peterson. Peterson tried to send it up the pitch to Dardier, but it was knocked down by Richmond. Here comes Tui. Tui into the attacking third. Avoids the tackle from Flores. Nicely done. This is Taylor. And the flag is up. Offsides is the call against the Tigers. It'll be a free kick for CSI to be taken by Leandro Angulo. Tigers bench. Very animated early in this match. We can hear some instruction coming from that sideline. Siegel. Angulo for Peterson in the midfield. Down goes Richmond. It's taken away by Ford. Good ball there from Barisso, and once again the flag goes up for offsides. And we have another whistle, and the player down in the midfield is Richmond. He collided, I believe, with Peterson, and we'll wind this replay all the way back to the moment where Richmond went down. There he goes. Goes face first down onto the pitch. And there's a look at the offsides call. Certainly appeared to be the right call. Not all too close, but certainly offsides. As the Dolphins will take this free kick, that's Angulo. He sends it way up the pitch toward Dardier. Getting ahead on it was Dinham. And here comes Adebisi toward the touchline. Cross in front, and that was wide of the frame. So I don't know if that's going to go down as a shot. I don't think so, as it appeared to be wide of the frame. We'll see. And it looks like no shot. So officially, we are still awaiting our first shot on goal. The first shot of the game was blocked. That ball sent out toward the midfield stripe, headed by Ford. Sau moving forward toward the far side. He has Asensio Cueva. Asensio Cueva plays it up the pitch for Kashenko. Kashenko got a body on it, but getting to it first is a player that I did not have in my starting lineup, but perhaps I was one player short. That was number 19, Eric Williams, who got a body on the ball. And I believe I left him out of our starters ahead of kickoff. I do have 11 players circled on my roster sheet, so perhaps I had a player listed as a starter who should not have been listed as a starter. Taking a look out toward the pitch, I don't see number 18, Ayub Fask, out there on the pitch. So perhaps there was an error on the lineup sheet. And Williams should have been the 11th man. That, of course, assuming I did not miss a substitution. So hopefully that helps out our stats desk in the room next door. It looks like we were given incorrect starters. We can double-check the lineup sheet we were provided ahead of kickoff. But unless we missed a sub, we certainly received incorrect starters, as we have a foul just shy of midfield. Free kick taken immediately. This is Ford. Up ahead for Tui. Tui surveys. Was looking to cross toward the far post, and it's cleared by Siegel. Kashenko turns. Looking for some help. He has Peterson. Peterson looks toward Adebisi. Adebisi moving forward with some speed. He's taken down, and that will be a foul against the Tigers. Michael Ford guilty of the foul. Adebisi goes down, and it will be a Dolphins free kick. Looks like they are going to have Angulo take the free kick. Dolphins setting up right near the top of the penalty area, center of the pitch. Dolphins have 6 bodies lined up there. That's sent toward the dot, and it flies through traffic and over the touchline. Not a bad free kick there by Angulo. But fortunately for the Tigers, it did not make contact with any bodies in that massive traffic. Tigers moving forward toward midfield. They play it near side. Ball with Stackhouse. That's off the foot of Barisso, back to Taylor. Now Richmond. Richmond appears okay after going down just a couple of minutes ago as that's played toward the Dolphins' back line. Angulo finds Peterson. Now Adebisi. Adebisi up to Kashenko. And Kashenko has it knocked away. And ahead of this Dolphins throw-in, we will get another look at the last CSI free kick. There it is, as that sails through a large crowd assembled near the dot. Here come the Tigers. Nice move there by Taylor to avoid the challenge. He has a man. That's Tui. Tui winds up. He shoots, and he scores. as Thompson was in good position to make that save. It sailed straight through his arms and into the back of the net. We will get another look at that attacking play as it developed quickly, and it all started with Taylor, who avoided the challenge, and once he got by his marker, he was in a great scoring position. Here's another look. There you see Taylor beat his marker, and he sets up a wide-open Sean Tui for the Tigers' first goal of the match, and Holy Family leads CSI 1-0. Assist to Taylor, goal for Tui. And I believe that goal will be Tui's first of the season, and it sure is. Goal for the 6'1" senior forward. He gives his team the early lead as that ball is headed over the near side. There you get a look at our newly mounted camera atop the press box. That is the reason we're set up a bit to the left of midfield this afternoon. Perhaps we may consider moving down into the bleachers for our next broadcast if that camera isn't ready to go. Cross by Angulo, cleared out of danger, and onto the foot of Peterson now. Peterson trying to move down toward the corner. He's dispossessed. Here comes Tui. Tigers looking to counter here. 4-on-4 on this break up the pitch, and a nice defensive play there by the Dolphins to send that out of a dangerous spot. That was Asensio Cueva knocking that ball away. That ball chipped up into the air onto the foot of Stackhouse, and Angulo was certainly fouled there, no doubt about it. Stackhouse pulled him down. Angulo remains down. He will likely be taking this free kick. Here's one more look at the goal while we have a break in the action. As Taylor finds Tui. And Thompson stood his ground, but just too much on that shot. A good arc on that ball as well, as this is sent toward the top of the box, bouncing toward the corner of the penalty area, cleared away by the Tigers. That ball redirected by Barisso toward the far side. Here comes Taylor once again, and Taylor was looking for Tui. So I did confirm with the room next door. Perhaps I misread the starting lineup sheet. I circled 18 instead of 19. That was my mistake. Fortunately, everything correct in the room to my right. So with that Dolphins foul, we're going to have another free kick for the Tigers. And it looks like Richmond may be setting it up for Taylor. Perhaps the two of them will decide amongst themselves who will take it, and it will be Richmond. Three Tigers lined up along the top of the box, just wide of the far post. They make a break toward that far post. That's where the kick is headed, and it is sent in front into the arms of Amari Thompson. No shot on that header as Thompson snagged it. That ball from Kashenko a bit off target for Adebisi. Here's another look at that last free kick. As we have a whistle and a foul against Nicholas Kashenko. You're not missing anything out on the pitch, as it will be a free kick for the Tigers. They work it up the far side. Barisso. That's sent back to Dinham. Now Richmond. Back to Dinham. Shank turns it over. Not a good pass there. Angulo could not avoid the tackle. That would have put him in a good scoring position as Siegel avoids a pair of challenges. He spins. That elicits some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Asensio Cueva up to Adebisi. The Tigers bench calling for pressure as Adebisi moves in. Nearly had it taken away. He retreats and finds Asensio Cueva, who looks to cross. That ball not into a dangerous spot as Taylor now plays one up ahead. This could be trouble. Barisso working against Flores, who does a nice job. Tui comes forward. He sends one toward goal, and that is saved by Thompson. That save a routine one for the Dolphins keeper. But the Tigers have put together some nice-looking attacking plays. Right there, a good job on the counter. And when we have another stoppage, we'll get a look at that last chance for Holy Family. Tigers play it back toward their own goal. Williams stumbled for a moment over the ball. Gets it up to Stackhouse. It's headed by Flores. It's onto the foot of Tui. Dolphins have it in the midfield. Sal for Angulo and back to Sal. And Sal can't keep it in. Throw in taken quickly by the Tigers, and they look to move forward. Taylor, deep in the attacking third, may look to cross, working against Angulo. He sends one toward the dot, headed away by Asensio Cueva, and that finds Ford. Ford, back to Stackhouse. Stackhouse switches play to the far side. That was Amabile. Amabile up ahead. This is Rowan. Getting a foot in there was Peterson, and here comes Richmond. Richmond sets up Barisso, and he sends it well high. That was another dangerous attacking play for the Tigers. Here's a look at the previous scoring chance before we get one more look at that last scoring chance. This shot easily saved by Thompson. And we'll get one more look at that last chance as well. We do have a substitution coming on, so that's a good time to get another look at that last Tigers chance. Richmond setting up Barisso in a prime scoring position. You can see Thompson was clearly frustrated as it's Jamali Peterson heading off toward the Dolphins bench. I believe that is Corey Alvarez who checked in. So Alvarez in,
number 16, Corey Alvarez,
Peterson out.
He replaces number 25, Jamali Peterson.
First substitution of the match for either side. As we were about 19 minutes in the first half. That ball rolling toward Angulo and Stackhouse closing in, but not in time. Throw taken quickly. Stackhouse is nearly off sides. Ball played back to Tui. Tui working against Alvarez. Now Williams. Up to Tui. Tui finds Dinham. Now Rowan. Rowan sends one into the box, onto the foot of Barisso, and that is sent into orbit by Amabile. That ball sent way off into the distance, well beyond the netting behind goal. Thompson waving his teammates up the pitch. He wants to play this ball long. Thompson sends it out right along the midfield stripe. It's headed by the Tigers. That was Richmond, and sent the other way by Asensio Cueva. Tigers will throw. And we have a whistle as they will move the thrower back. That's headed up in the air by Barisso, and over the far side. This time it will be a Dolphins throw. Adebisi throws it in towards Sal. That's rolling toward the touchline, and Dinham will watch it roll over. Goal kick for the Tigers, 24:10 on the clock here at Dolphin Soccer Park. The clock on your screen is official. Now Stackhouse playing it back dangerously towards Ford. He avoids a pair of markers and gets it to Richmond. Now Amabile. Back to Dinham. Amabile once again. Met by Adebisi, who nearly dispossessed him, and the Dolphins will force the turnover, but Adebisi's pass is intercepted by Dinham. Tigers may have a chance to counter. And that's a turnover in the midfield by Holy Family. Down goes Siegel. And the foul will go against Taylor in the midfield. Free kick for the Dolphins. Alvarez sends it over to Flores. He receives it right back. And now Flores again. Flores for Sal. Sal, good dribbling to avoid the challenge. That ball looks to be a bit too long. Siegel will chase it down into the corner, and he runs out of real estate. Throw in for the Tigers. Stackhouse once again sends the throw in a long way. This is Tui. That is sent up into the air by Richmond. Dinham. Koshenko closing in. That is bodied out of the air by Dardier. Nice play there to keep the ball at this end of the pitch. Angulo for Sal. Sal up to Adebisi. Adebisi moving in, looking for Angulo. And that pass is intercepted and cleared. Angulo for Adebisi. And the flag is up. Offsides against the Dolphins. Dolphins attack, as I mentioned during the pregame, looking for their first goal since their home opener. In this game, they're still looking for their first shot on goal and their first corner kick. A pair of substitutions getting ready to check in for CSI. Looks like Dennis Cotticelli among them. That might be Henry Carino standing next to him. Tough to tell without the binoculars from the far side, but it looks like Cotticelli and Carino from here. We will get confirmation once they check in as Siegel pressures Stackhouse. And nice job there by Taylor to follow that play into the midfield. He may get a chance out of it as the Dolphins were all over Barisso there. No doubt about that whistle. It's going to be another free kick for the Tigers. They've had a free kick from this distance already. Once again, both Richmond and Taylor lined up over the ball. And Richmond once again will take it. Tigers spread out across the top of the box. Really no way telling where Richmond is looking to send this ball. Could look to shoot as well, as that's sent toward Taylor, and that's certainly something that was orchestrated when the two of them were discussing something ahead of that free kick. Looks like that was coordinated between the two, as Dinham retreats toward his own goal. Dardier applying pressure. May have knocked it away, but it's kept in by Amabile. Taylor turns and has plenty of space. Here he comes. Taylor with a stutter dribble, and he was taken down by Angulo. Once again, a foul against the Dolphins. It's going to be another free kick for the Tigers. And that's becoming a recurring theme as clock ticks down inside of 20 minutes to play in this first half. Richmond will take the free kick. Most of the Tigers gathered. Top of the box. Once again, wide of the far post. All the Tigers to the left of the dot as Richmond sends it toward the dot. It contacts one player and is saved by Thompson. What a save by the Dolphins keeper. And this remains a one-goal game as Thompson was once again frustrated following that save. That shot on goal is the 5th for the Tigers. And here's another look as that contacted a Dolphin. And the shot by Dakota Taylor is saved by the Dolphins keeper as Taylor made a bid for his second goal of the season. And that's an opportunity he would like to have back. An incredible save by the Dolphins goalkeeper, Thompson. As Amabile is down along the far side, we're going to have a substitution for CSI. Cotticelli is in for Dardier. And it looks like that is Carino checking in for Shane Siegel. And that is indeed Carino. So Carino and Cotticelli on. Dardier and Adebisi are off, not Siegel. Siegel just switched positions. So Siegel moves from one wing to the other. As the Dolphins move forward, cross in front, Carino nearly got a piece. And that was sent up into the air by the Tigers, headed toward the near side by Ford. Angulo got a body on it. He sends one toward goal, and that's well wide. So fresh legs paying dividends quickly for the Dolphins as Carino was right in the middle of that last attacking play. Cotticelli will take the right backer spot along the near side on your screen. And Shank will take this goal kick for the Tigers, as that may have been the Dolphins' best chance in this first half. There haven't been many for CSI. As Kashenko looked to turn, he was denied by Williams. This is Tui. Tui, the poor pass there, intercepted by Alvarez. Angulo for Sal. Sal turns toward the near side and wanted Alvarez. He's frustrated, as it looks like the Dolphins may be seeing some frustration boil over as Sal commits a foul. And the head official will not let Sal get away with that, and I doubt we'll see that go uncarded if Sal does that a second time. That was clearly a frustration foul, but he high-fives Taylor. No hard feelings there. That's a good ball, and Thompson wisely comes off his line and grabs it out of the air. Smart play there from the Dolphins goalkeeper. He's been busy in this first half. Officially 4 saves against 5 shots on goal. That last save undoubtedly the most impressive of the bunch. And we have a foul along the far side. Angulo went down. Free kick for the Dolphins. And they will wait a moment before they send that free kick away. Angulo will take it. This is Leandro Angulo on the free kick. He is looking for Daniel. And that's headed off the back line by Dinham. Asensio Cueva looking to move into the attacking third. He's being pressured, gets away. Siegel for Alvarez. Alvarez was looking for Asensio Cueva, but that ball too strong. Throw in once again, taken quickly and taken long by the Tigers. They are certainly adept at those long throws. This is Sal. Sal being pressured from behind by Ford. Gets it to Flores. Flores for Angulo. Here comes Barisso. This is Flores once again. Flores surveys, moving toward the midfield. He has Alvarez. That's a good ball to get things started. Here comes Kashenko. Kashenko moving in, wanted Siegel, and that pass was disrupted by Amabile. A good defensive play in the back by the 5'10 junior defenseman. As we have another foul, that will go against Alvarez. He fouled Barisso in the midfield. And Amabile will set up for the free kick. He gives way to Richmond once again as we reach the 15-minute mark on the clock in this first half. 2/3 of the way through half number 1 as that free kick is sent into the box. Taylor gets a foot on it. He's going to keep that in play along the touchline, and that is deflected out of play. We are awaiting another corner kick. This will be number 3. Once again, we do apologize that we don't have a view of the corner. Richmond will take this corner. He sends it wide of the far post near the center of the box, and that's headed over the touchline. Ball played toward the far side for Asensio Cueva. Kashenko redirects, looking for Siegel. Far side redirection into the center of the pitch by the Tigers, and we have a foul. just received word from the outside that it appears as if CSIDolphins.com may be down right now. We were up and running ahead of the game. Not sure what's changed since we started. But for those of you who tuned in before the website outage, we thank you for tuning in, and we'll get to work on that as soon as we can. Probably can't do much about it ahead of halftime, but right now it does appear as if CSIDolphins.com is down. We're waiting another free kick. And it's taken short and turned over by the Tigers as they gave it right to Kishenko. That ball sent over the far side. Throw in, finds Kishenko. Along the far side, Barisso back to Richmond. Now Dinham. Dinham for Williams. Here come the Tigers through the midfield. Tui gets that ball through a pair of markers, but Sau intercepts. He's looking for Siegel. Siegel across midfield, facing pressure from behind, avoids one challenge. Backpedaling, and he has Angulo. Flores for Codicelli. Intercepted by Stackhouse. Tui back to Stackhouse. This is Williams. Williams looking. He has Tui. Taylor able to keep it in. Nobody home on that pass. Sau has Codicelli. Codicelli looking for Carino. Williams able to force that one over the near side for a Dolphins throw. Sau over to Codicelli. And he lost it over the near side. And we're going to have a substitution. Checking in for the Tigers is number 12, Marcelo Ibarra. Sean Tui heads to the bench for Holy Family with 11:08 on the clock. His team leading by 1, as Dinham will send that a long way up the pitch. Angulo for Thompson. Thompson for Flores. Dinham with a diving header. Finds Ford. Now Taylor. Angulo to Alvarez. Angulo redirects back to Angulo. Up to Siegel for Sau. A lot of one-touch passes for the Dolphins as that's sent over the far side. An entertaining sequence of passes there, but nothing to show for it, as that's headed by Sau. Angulo keeps possession with CSI. We approach 10 minutes to go in this first half. Dolphins trailing 1-0. Sau moving through the midfield. Hit Alvarez in the chest with that last ball. Richmond. Battling was Ford against Kishenko. They got tangled up for a moment there. This is Williams for Ford. Ford. Good ball for Stackhouse, splitting a pair of defenders. This is Ibarra. Flores gains position on that ball. Has Angulo. Barisso not far away. That was nearly turned over. Angulo just got that pass wide enough to avoid Taylor. Sau keeps it in, and that's directed over the near side off the foot of Ford. Alvarez to Codicelli, now Angulo. Angulo for Siegel. Nice ball there, but the flag is up for offsides. Siegel can't believe it. Free kick for the Tigers, inside of 9 to play in the first half. Ball played back to Williams. This is Ibarra, and he runs out of space. Sal has his pass intercepted by Ibarra. Now Taylor, he already has 1 assist. Plays it far side. And looking to send it back was Rowan. Pass was deflected. And Rowan is taken down hard. So we're going to have another Dolphins foul. And it looks like once again it's going to be Richmond to take this free kick. Richmond gives way to Taylor for this free kick, sent into the box on the ground and cleared a long way by the Dolphins. So we're going to have a pair of substitutions, and I'm going to step into the room next door very quickly to try and solve our internet issue. We'll be right back.
Now in the game for the Tigers, number 8, Zachary Hamady, and number 10, Christian Hernandez.
Joe Foreman back with you here on CSI Sportsnet. I stepped into the room next door hoping to solve our website issue, and we'll see if changes did the trick. But this isn't the first time that we've been down over the last couple of weeks. I recently re-inherited the website. As many of you may know, I was here on a full-time basis 3 years ago and have been taking care of some of the website responsibilities over the last couple of weeks. And we've had several outages already. I have submitted tickets with Sidearm, but unfortunately, doesn't seem to be anything else we can do right now. We're at the mercy of their support. So hopefully they can get things taken care of, as that's a good ball. Carino moving in. Dinham not far away. He misses the tackle, and that was saved. Now, whether or not Carino put that shot on goal, we'll see on the replay, but the Dolphins with their best chance of this first half. And Kishenko is down. Clock is stopped. And we'll get another look at that last sequence on the replay. We'll wind it back quite a bit as Kishenko appeared a bit shaken up. He is back to his feet, so we'll see if we can tell whether or not Carino got a piece. Here's a second look. Carino moving in with Dinham closing in from his left. Dinham over-pursued the ball. I'm not sure Carino got a piece of that. I don't think so. Whistle went against the Dolphins, as does that whistle. And Kishenko is shown a yellow card. Free kick for the Tigers, taken by Stackhouse and sent into the attacking third of the Tigers. And Angulo clears one to the opposite end of the pitch where Kashenko is called for offside. So it will be another free kick for the Tigers as we are inside 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. Shank is waving his teammates up the pitch. He is going to take this free kick. Once again, that's sent long. Flores up to Carino, met by Stackhouse and headed over the near side. Dolphins will throw. We will have a CSI substitution. Merritt Altoon will check in. He replaces Nicholas Kashenko. Bicycle kick by Stackhouse as he attempted to keep that ball in. He was successful. Tigers once again playing the ball long into the attacking third.
Number 28, Mert Altoon enters the game. He replaces number 11, Nicholas Kashenko.
Just over 3 minutes to play in this first half. As once again, two players get tangled up. That was Altoon getting tangled up with Amabile. And the Tigers will throw. And it looks like they're going to move the thrower back. Dolphins will make some changes. 3 substitutions as Steven Branco will return for CSI.
Steven Branco and number 18, Brendan McGuire.
And Branco gets a nice ovation. Brendan McGuire also checked in for CSI. Denham for Amabile. And Alvarez looks like he was whistled for a handball. He was, so handball on that touch. Tigers moving to the midfield. Ibarra back to Stackhouse. Richmond for Williams, now Denham. 1:35 to play. Ball played onto the edge of the attacking third where we have a nasty collision between Angulo and I believe that is number 10, Christian Hernandez, who recently checked in at the forward spot that collided with Angulo. Both went down hard there. Once again, a free kick for the Tigers as the clock winds down inside of 1 minute to play. Now, didn't see the X thrown up by the official, but the clock is stopped at 1 minute.
1 minute remaining.
That ball was headed by Angulo and sent out of danger. Now Cotticelli with a poor pass. That's intercepted. Ball play back to Williams. 45 seconds on the clock. This is Denham. Denham was looking for Stackhouse. Nobody home. And it does appear as if CSIDolphins.com is back online, so that's good news. As Hernandez moves in toward the corner, working against Angulo. He tries to cross, and that's deflected over the far side. 20 seconds on the clock. Throw in. Coming up for the Tigers. They're running out of time.
10, 9.
And it looks like time is going to run out on this first half. One last long throw. And Sal got a head on it Thompson will scoop it up, and that will bring the first half to a close. Our score after 45 minutes, Holy Family University 1 and the College of Staten Island 0. When we come back, coverage of the second half in this NCAA Division II men's soccer matchup. This is CSI Dolphins men's soccer exclusively on CSI Sportsnet via the ECC network.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tight.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Cobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Cobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And we are back from Dolphins Soccer Park, where the College of Staten Island trails Holy Family University by a score of 1-0. Lone goal in this game scored by Sean Toohey, his first of the season. That goal coming on an assist from Dakota Taylor. For the Tigers, if I'm not mistaken, I was going to say that assist was their first of the season. It was the first of the season for Taylor, who now has a total of 3 points, 1 goal, and an assist. Toohey's point total increases to a pair. he has just the one goal in terms of point scoring. Starting the second half for the Dolphins, Angulo, Flores, Cotticelli, Sau, Asensio Cueva, Alvarez, Maguire, Altoon, Adebisi, and Bronco. In goal, of course, Amari Thompson. For the Tigers, Barisso, Rowan, Taylor, Tui, Ford, Nidham, Amabile, Williams, Stackhouse, Richmond, and once again in goal is Luke Shank. Now, the two goalkeepers have divided the minutes evenly to this point in the season. And I was taking a look at the stats very quickly during the pregame. They don't have games started listed, but each keeper has played in 3 games, as Bronco was looking for Maguire, and he's met by Nidham. This is Ford, pass intercepted by Adebisi, who's pushed down. And the Dolphins are awarded a free kick. First half dominated on the stat sheet by the Tigers, but the Dolphins certainly had their chances. 5 shots on goal for Holy Family, 3 corner kicks, no shots on goal, and no corner kicks for CSI. Dolphins have certainly had their issues generating offense on the attack, as that one sails out across midfield. And we have a foul. Looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Tigers. And Richmond once again lined up over the ball. Plays it far side. Flag is up as that rolled over the touchline. Not by much, but enough to award CSI possession. Dolphins committed 14 fouls in the first half. They were also flagged for offside 6 times. Tigers only faced 1 shot in the half. Of course, that shot was not on goal. Officially 3 saves for Amari Thompson. This is Alvarez. He has Adebisi. Adebisi met by Dinham, and that's cleared. So for those of you who tried to tune in the first half and could not, we do apologize, as CSIDolphins.com did appear to be down during the first half. It came back late in half number 1. For those of you who were here from the beginning, there was no interruption in the stream. We had it playing next door without interruption. So for those of you who could not access the stream, we do apologize. We are happy to have you now. And for those who were not aware, once again, we have a new automated camera set up on top of the press box. That camera is in the center of the roof, so we had to move our tripod over to the left. And that's why you have our mounted speaker in the shot on the corner kicks to our left. Unfortunately, nothing we can do about that. We do hope to have our automated camera up and running soon. Shank will send that one out across midfield. Angulo there to meet it. That's bodied up in the air by Richmond. Altoon applying the pressure. He takes it away. Altoon has Bronco. Bronco moving in. Bronco toward the center of the pitch. Left-footed shot is saved and is over the crossbar. Steven Bronco making an impact quickly as he checked in late in the first half. He registers his first shot of the season. And for the Dolphins, that shot on goal is also their first. Nice setup by Altoon as well. And an impressive save by Luke Shank to keep his team ahead by 1. Short corner toward the near post, redirected out of play by Mohamed Sau. It's going to be another corner for the Dolphins, but very quickly we'll get a look at that last scoring chance for Steven Bronco in the CSI attack. Shot appeared to be partially blocked. Upon looking at the replay, didn't appear that way in real time, As this corner's taken into a spot well outside of the penalty area. Adebisi looked to be body checked there, and it will be a throw-in for the Tigers. Here's one more look. I'm trying to catch if that shot may have been deflected. It certainly was. So off the redirection in front, Shank makes an impressive save. That hit off one of his teammates. I believe that was Dinham who got a body on it. Shank able to make the adjustment and the save. As the throw-in went toward Barisso, McGuire with a nice ball for Altoon in the midfield. Not much help for Altoon, but he does get one to McGuire with the back heel. Now Adebisi. Dolphins did a nice job there to escape traffic. Here comes Adebisi, strong touch. He moves in and goes down. That ball winds up in the arms of Shank, and the clock has been stopped as Adebisi went down hard, and the trainer is being waved out onto the pitch. So Dolphins head athletic trainer Allison Ocasio jogging out onto the field as Adebisi is holding his head, being attended to by Dinham as well. Certainly no malice intended on that collision, as we will get another look at it right here. You see Adebisi moving in with a lot of speed, a nice strong touch, and you caught it right there early in that replay as we will slow it down. Adebisi took quite the shot there. Here's one more look at it. As Adebisi is back to his feet, that's good to see. And it looks like the shoulder of Dinham caught Adebisi. He went down hard. But it's good to see him getting up and walking off under his own power. Looks like Daniel Angulo is the substitution for CSI, as Adebisi makes his way towards the Dolphins bench. That ball rolls over the far side.
Substitution number 7, Daniel Angulo enters the game.
Daniel Angulo officially announced into the game to replace Steven Adebisi. Javier Campos checks in as well, replacing Mert Altoon. That last torn. So Altoon with a short stint in the second half after checking in late in the first half. Free kick awarded to CSI along the far side. It's been a nice start to the second half for the Dolphins, as that shot was blocked, headed in front by Sal off the post, and cleared away by the Tigers. The Dolphins with another chance, as Mohamed Sal made a bid for his first goal. Not a lot on that header, but it bounced off of the post, and we will get another look at it, starting with the free kick. We'll wait for a stoppage, as the Dolphins certainly appear energized to start this second half. If you're head coach Alex Cuba, you have to like what you've seen from your team. Here comes Javier Campos moving forward. Was looking for Asensio Cueva, gets it back, and plays it over to Sal. Ball now with Codicelli, far side. He has Angulo in the midfield. Angulo for Asensio Cueva. He surveys. Thought about it. Now Campos, who looks to turn. And good defensive positioning there by Amabile. This is Angulo off the Dolphins' throw. Plays it into the box. Sal got a foot on it, but it's directed out of the penalty area. Tigers looking to counter. Here comes Taylor. And a good tackle by Steven Flores. A nice defensive play as he overlaps onto the attack. This is McGuire, and Shank gets there first. Dinham to Ford. Getting a foot on that was Alvarez. Possession with the Tigers. Tui. Richmond. Now Mobile. Ford. Far side, this is Stackhouse. Now Richmond. Tigers moving forward methodically on the attack. Good crisp passing here. Barisso being hounded by Sal, and he's whistled for the foul. Sal not happy. And with this free kick upcoming, we'll get another look at that last goal-scoring chance very quickly. Starting with the free kick, Dolphins move in. The initial shot was blocked, but Mohamed Sal got ahead on it, and that one hit the post as Flores is forced to clear in the back there. Sal stands 6'4" for CSI. Gives the Dolphins some additional size alongside Nicholas Kashenko, who also stands 6'4". That pair, the two Dolphins, over 6'2" tall. Sal last played for the Dolphins back in 2019. Returned to the CSI squad ahead of their last match. And we had a player down along the far side as we await this free kick. Sal was a first-team CUNYAC All-Star in 2019. 2019, the last year that the Dolphins qualified for CUNYAC weekly awards and full season awards. As Richmond sends that ball long toward the top of the box. It was headed by Campos. Sal in the area. This is Amabile. He plays it far side. Williams will have to chase it. Here comes Bronco. Bronco was in the area. Richmond redirected it straight onto the foot of Alvarez. Now Bronco moves in. He has some room. Cross in front. And a bit too strong as he was looking for Campos. And that rolls over the near side. Tigers will throw. Amabile throws out toward midfield. That was headed skyward by Barisso. Flores trying to shield Rowan off the ball. He does nicely. And a whistle goes against the Tigers as Rowan commits the foul on Flores, who did a really nice job establishing position. And that's not the first time we've said that in this game. Flores has done a great job establishing position over the ball defensively in some key situations. As Campos, with a nice attempt on the heel kick, was looking for Angulo. Throw in once again for the Tigers as we approach the 33-minute mark here in this second half. And Sal took a shot in the midfield. Now, I'm not sure if he took a boot to the shin or if he sprained his ankle. We'll get a look on the replay and see if we can spot what happened. We'll slow it down as well as Sal remains down. Hard to tell there. We'll get one more look at it if Sal is unable to get up, but he is back to his feet. That's good to see. It's going to be a free kick for the Tigers. Sal was whistled for the foul. Jamali Peterson waiting to check in for the Dolphins as that free kick is sent into the box, far post. And we had a lot of contact in the penalty area there. It is a push called against the Tigers. So it's going to be a CSI goal kick. Flores, Codicelli, Bronco. Looking for McGuire. That's bodied over the far side. Dolphin substitution as Jamali Peterson sprints out onto the pitch. He was eager to get in there. Now, Bronco is out. after a short stint making his home debut this year. Cotticelli toward Angulo and Peterson. That's cleared away by the Tigers. Flores to throw. Throw in taken quickly. Campos chips that one in the air. Make that Alvarez working on the far side. Campos along the near side. Throw in over the head of Cotticelli. Onto the foot of Barisso. Both teams pointing in their own direction. And the call goes the way of the Dolphins. Perhaps a bit of bias on the sidelines. As CSI will look to get their attack restarted inside of 31 minutes to play in the second half. Still plenty of time for the home club. Dolphins looking to snap a scoreless skid and a losing streak. Angulo. Moving up the pitch, near side. Angulo for Campos. And Campos is dispossessed, gets it back. Richmond takes it away again. Campos applying pressure. And I think that's going to be a foul on Campos now. Looked like a nice tackle initially. Richmond is down. And it's going to be a free kick for the Tigers. We await the free kick taker. It's going to be Stackhouse. Stackhouse sends it out toward midfield. Angulo sends it in the air. Peterson showing off the speed. He gets there first. Williams in the area. Peterson goes down. And that's going to be a Tigers throw. Tigers throw. Rare throw and taken short as Peterson takes it away, goes down, does not get the call. And the officials letting them play along that far side. Stackhouse and Peterson battling there. Play got very physical. As that's chipped in the air, Sal heads it. McGuire was waiting for it on the way down, but it's cleared away by Richmond. Cotticelli, good ball for Peterson. He kept that in and found his forward Peterson. As that's knocked over the far side for another Dolphins throw. Both corner kicks and both shots on goal in the second half belong to CSI. Most of the attacking play has taken place to my left. It's been a much better start to the second half for this Dolphins team. See if they can keep it up for 45 minutes. Dolphins take the throw in quickly. Angulo for Alvarez. Alvarez moving forward. Looking for Asensio Cueva. He's got it. Amabile is there. Rowan coming over to help. Alvarez thought about a cross. Sends one into the box. Peterson is there. And that ball is just a bit too long. Not a bad attempt at all by Corey Alvarez. Jamali Peterson made a nice run. That ball just a bit too strong. And here's another look. That was a really good ball. Peterson just a step behind. Peterson receives that goal kick in the midfield, and he sends one into orbit. Not the first time I've said that today. As that ball travels off into the distance, rolling onto what was once a softball diamond out beyond the soccer pitch. Not much left in terms of infield dirt there. Throughout 2020, when there was no athletic activity taking place here at CSI, those softball fields ultimately succumbed to the growing grass, and there has not been softball played there in nearly 3 years. Can't say I see it returning anytime soon either. As the free kick is sent into the attacking third, cleared away by Flores. That one headed for the far side. Stackhouse chases it down, and that's out of play. Tigers will throw. Stackhouse looking for somewhere to go with it. This is Tui for Stackhouse. That's chipped in the air and out of play. Dolphins will now throw. Angulo. Sao. Alvarez. Peterson. Peterson into the box. Dinham heads it up into the air. Alvarez gets ahead on it. Bodied away by Stackhouse and cleared. Angulo back to his keeper, Thompson. Thompson for Flores. Codicelli has that pass intercepted. Possession remains with the Tigers along the far side, and it's taken away by CSI. Good tackle there by Angulo. He had help from Alvarez. Nice move by Sao. He has Peterson with some space. Jamali moving forward. He sends it into the box again. Campos gets ahead on it, and that is saved by Shank. This Dolphins attack has looked revitalized here in the second half. We didn't see much in half number one. But that last sequence, another good one for the Dolphins. CSI still looking to break through with the game's first goal. Sao avoids a marker in the midfield. He wanted a foul call and didn't get it. Peterson toward the top of the box. Good ball. Maguire tripped up. Maguire shoots, and that is saved. Alvarez looking to cross. Alvarez goes down. The ball stays in, and it's taken away by Richmond, who looks to clear. Here comes Barisso. He will be met by Angulo. Angulo back to his keeper, Thompson. As we have to cut this replay short, we'll see. This is the first Dolphins chance. As play right now taking place in the midfield, the two teams exchanging possessions. You're not missing anything. And the Dolphins now get the better of it. And the ball winds up with Shank. So CSI with a good scoring chance ahead of that last opportunity. And the Dolphins attack certainly appears to be back here in the second half. It's been a quiet week and a half or so for this Dolphins team in terms of goal scoring, but they have looked much stronger here in half number two. Still looking for their first goal of the match, and that won't get it. As once again it winds up on the foot of Shank. Maguire forces him to pick it up. He rolls it ahead to Dinham. Dinham for Ford. Barisso. Rowan. Rowan toward the center of the pitch for Taylor. Taylor for Barisso. Angulo got a piece, and he takes it away. Here comes Leandro Angulo. To Daniel Angulo and right back to Leandro. Good dribbling there to avoid a tackle, and Angulo went down hard. Possession stayed with CSI for a moment. This is Stackhouse. He bounces off a pair of challenges. Now Barisso looking to turn. Sao all over him. And Sao is whistled for the foul. And he may be shown a yellow card. He is. Sao was not shown the card for the initial foul. He receives a booking for the tackle attempt that took place after the whistle. He's been visibly upset with the head official several times, has been pleading for calls that he hasn't gotten. That frustration boiling over right there as the Tigers move into the attacking third. This is Stackhouse. Stackhouse sends one toward the far post. Rowan is there, and getting a piece was Campos as we have another whistle. And it looks like we may have had an offsides call out of my range of vision. Right now my monitor is obstructing the right corner. And I do believe that was the call. We either had a foul or an offsides against the Tigers. Either way, it's a free kick taken by Dolphins goalkeeper Amari Thompson. The ball winds up right back with him, and it looks like he'll try again. 22 minutes to play in the second half. Dolphins trail 1-0 as Richmond awkwardly got a piece of that ball, and a foul is whistled against Gavin Rowan. Dolphins take the free kick quickly. Alvarez. Nice dribbling there to avoid Tui. This is Cotticelli overlapping Peterson. Cotticelli avoids a challenge. Cotticelli moving in. He crosses center of the box. Campos was there, and he collides with Amabile. Amabile and Campos coming together there. The ball was cleared away. Nice ball there for Alvarez. He tried to redirect, and he wasn't on the same page as McGuire and Campos. Richmond with a good clearance, and Barrisso got behind Angulo for a moment. Those two get tied up. Taylor being hassled by Flores. Tui has Barrisso. He's moving in. Left-footed shot is over the crossbar. What an attempt by Barrisso. And we will get another look at that one. A lot behind that shot. A good ball to set it up as well from the midfield. And it's going to be another corner kick. Ahead of this corner, here's another look at that last shot. What a blast off the foot of Barrisso. And that was just clear of the crossbar. That one could have put a dent in the iron. As we're going to have a corner kick. Richmond to take it. Wide of the far post, headed toward goal, and off the crossbar, headed out of danger by the Dolphins. And the official awards a second corner kick to the Tigers. As all of a sudden, the Holy Family attack has come alive here. The second corner kick wide of the far post again, headed off the line by Angulo. This is Angulo who clears it, and with that, we'll get a quick look at the second attempt that contacted the crossbar. Here it is. This one coming off the initial corner kick, and there was nothing that any Dolphin could have done if that ball had found its way beneath the post. Thompson was not going to get there, and I don't think his defender was either. Dolphins catch a break. And we have another yellow card that is going to be shown here. And that is Dakota Taylor, who is shown the yellow. Foul was drawn by Jamali Peterson. Dolphins awarded a free kick as the clock is stopped at 19 minutes and 9 seconds. Taylor getting a stern talking to from the official. And the Dolphins took that free kick a bit early, so they'll have to get set again, as the head official had not yet given the green light. Now the whistle blows. And Cotticelli's free kick finds Peterson. Peterson looking to turn. He can't. Stackhouse takes it away. Stackhouse out across midfield. He's met by Sal. And he plays it back over to Tui. This is Barrisso. Dispossessed by Angulo. Alvarez for Sal. Sal sends that ball well behind Campos. Amabile will throw. Amabile throws long, headed by Angulo over the near side. Nearest Tiger was Taylor on that throw. Amabile will try again. Taylor with some room. Barrisso looking to turn. Met by Angulo. Now Richmond for Taylor. Taylor. Right-footed shot is saved. Thompson there once again. 8th shot on goal for the Tigers. Cotticelli wanted McGuire. That ball off target. And that rolls over the touchline. Pair of substitutions coming on for the Dolphins here. Shane Siegel among them.
Number 10, Shane Siegel enters the game.
Henry Carino will check back in as well.
Also number 27, Henry Carino enters the game. He replaces number 12, Javier Campos.
Campos and McGuire to the Dolphins bench. As that ball sent out across midfield, headed again by Taylor. Barisso has it. He wanted Taylor, but Angulo was in good position. Flores got a foot on it. That pass disrupted. 17 minutes to play in the second half. Dolphins still trailing by a goal. Once again, just a reminder, no overtime in the NCAA. That rule change taking effect at the start of this season. Dolphins will need a pair to come away with a win. Of course, one goal could earn them a tie. The Tigers would love some insurance here, as they are about 16 and a half minutes away from snapping their 3-match losing streak. Shank will punt it out across midfield. That's a good one. Tui with some space. He sends it up into the air. Rowan waiting for it. Good touch there. And some strong defensive play by Asensio Cueva as he looked to body the attacker off the ball. Dolphins were awarded goal kick, if I'm not mistaken. That may have found its way over the touchline. And Asensio Cueva mishandled it. As play will continue, they were checking for potential Tiger substitution over at the scorer's table. No substitution forthcoming yet. Amabile sends one toward goal. Thompson there waiting. Thompson waving his teammates up the pitch once again. This is Angulo. Angulo looking for Peterson. Peterson unable to get there. He hands it off to Amabile. And now Holy Family will make a change. Number 12, Marcelo Ibarra will check back in. Number 17, Gavin Rowan will head off. Throw in taken by Amabile. That's chipped into the air by Taylor and out of play. Asensio Cueva to throw inside of 15 minutes to go in this match. Richmond for Ibarra. Ibarra up the far side for Stackhouse. Here come the Tigers. Stackhouse slows it down, but beats his marker toward the far side. He was met by a pair of markers and couldn't keep it in. That strong touch to avoid the challenge sent it over the far side. As the Dolphins off the throw will throw once again. That ball was sent off of Taylor. Cotticelli will throw. Cotticelli for Alvarez, and possession stays with CSI. We near 14 minutes to play here in the second half. Cotticelli to throw once again. Over the head of Siegel. That was redirected back into the midfield. Possession once again with Holy Family as they are content to slow things down. They need to be careful here. Good pressure applied by Angulo. That was Dinham finding Amabile along the near side. Tui back to Amabile. Sao meets Tui. And Sao was whistled for the foul. Sao's been whistled for quite a few fouls in this match. The official foul tally, CSI 21, Holy Family just 10. Dinham to Barisso, redirected for Tui. He couldn't get it by Asensio Cueva, and the Tigers will throw in. Clock is stopped at an even 13 minutes to play. Amabile will throw. Amabile throws to Barisso. He's looking to turn, and he does so successfully. Cross, and that one's on goal. That's going to go down as a shot. Looked like the intended target on the cross was Ibarra. But officially that will go down as a shot on goal. Dolphins possess it with just over 12 and a half minutes to play. That ball sent a long way for Cotticelli. He gets to it, Cotticelli moving in toward the box, avoids a marker. Cotticelli with the cross, and Dinham heads it out of danger. He is adept at those diving headers. As that ball was not kept in, player is down. I suspect the clock could be stopped as play continues, and we have a foul. Stackhouse commits that foul against Alvarez as the clock ticks down inside of 12 minutes to play. Big opportunity here for the Dolphins on the set piece. About 1 yard away from the corner of the box on this free kick. Angulo will take it. Dolphins gathered to the left of the dot in the center of the penalty area. Big opportunity here for CSI as that free kick a bit too short. Peterson tried to turn himself around and could not. He sends it into the box, headed away by Dinham again. He has been right in the middle of every ball the Dolphins have played into the penalty area. He has been a disruptor all afternoon. And Richmond may have sold that one a bit. He goes down on the foul. CSI continuing to struggle with the fouls. They've now committed 23 fouls in this match. They've cleaned up the offsides, just one here in the second half. Play in the first half certainly favored the Tigers. It's been a much more evenly matched game here in half number 2. Dolphins came out of the break energized. We'll see if they can achieve the payoff with a goal. 10.5 minutes to play. Amabile avoids Angulo. Looking for Ibarra. He finds Taylor. Taylor trapped along the sideline. Good work by Angulo and Peterson, but Amabile comes in and takes it away. And he is body checked by Angulo. That was some shot. We'll see if they stop the clock here. Angulo is shown the yellow. And the clock is officially stopped at 9:55. So Amabile is down. Daniel Angulo is shown the yellow card. And we'll have to take a look at what that means in terms of bookings. There have been quite a few yellows in this game. Officially, that is the 5th yellow card. 4 have gone against the Dolphins. Kishenko, Sau, Angulo, and we have a yellow card that was not attributed to a player in the first half, so we'll get that taken care of at the end of this match, but it looks like we might be 1 yellow short here. Trying to think back and figure out who it was. We'll do so after this corner as that's headed well wide. Taking a look at the Dolphins who have entered this game, I'm not sure who picked up that earlier yellow. I think it could have been Peterson, but I might be mistaken. Nonetheless, here come the Tigers. Richmond had it taken away, and that's not a good foul by the Dolphins, as the players may need to be separated here. Clock is stopped. We'll see if there's a booking, and we'll get a look at the replay as well. Not sure who was the instigator there, but things got chippy quickly. Free kick upcoming for the Dolphins as the foul went against the Tigers. There you see a couple of players getting tangled up. Looks like Alvarez and Richmond on the replay. Looked like Richmond grabbed the jersey of Alvarez, and then Alvarez retaliated by grabbing the jersey, and with both players sprinting with a handful of jersey, they both got tangled up and went down. As that free kick is sent long, and once again, Dinham is there. He's been money on those header clearances all afternoon. And now we have a foul at the other end of the pitch. This will go against the Tigers. So once again, a free kick for the Dolphins in a very dangerous spot. And you just get the feeling that CSI is going to need to capitalize on one of these set pieces. This is certainly going to be another quality chance for the Dolphins and close. Right now, Siegel and Angulo lined up over the ball. No telling who's going to attempt this free kick yet. Big opportunity here for the Dolphins. Siegel runs over it. Angulo sends it on goal, and he beats the keeper shank for the late equalizer. Daniel Angulo with his second goal of the season. And the College of Staten Island has gotten level with 8:13 to play in the second half. I said it ahead of that free kick. You just got the feeling that CSI would need to capitalize on one of these set pieces, and that foul committed by the Tigers proves to be a costly one, as the Dolphins are on the board for the first time in their last 4 matches. They register a late equalizer, and with just over 8 minutes to play in the second half, the Dolphins have evened up the score at 1. Angulo mobbed by his teammates as he registers his second goal of the season. The first came on a penalty kick. This one comes on a free kick. And the Dolphins igniting their fan base here at Dolphins Soccer Park. New life breathed into this CSI heavy crowd. And the fans getting on the officials as the Dolphins really tried to get that free kick off quickly. But they have to get reset here. Big goal for the Dolphins as they hope that will help them avoid a 4th consecutive defeat. Perhaps it will spur them to a win, as Siegel got a foot on that one. And that's out of play wide of goal. So the Dolphins will make a substitution here as Nicholas Kashenko will check in late. As I mentioned before, Kashenko picked up a yellow card earlier in the match. He replaces Henry Carino with an even 7 minutes to go in the second half.
Substitution number 11, Nicholas Kashenko.
Possession was with the Tigers for a moment, but Leandro Angulo clears. Kashenko in the area along with Siegel. Kashenko gets ahead on it, but Dinham is there. Richmond for Stackhouse. Stackhouse up the far side, looking for Taylor. That's a good ball. Taylor has it. Flores is there defensively. Taylor looking to move toward the center of the pitch. Barrisso redirects. Ibarra is tackled by Angulo. A strong tackle by the Dolphins captain. A poor pass there is intercepted. This is Taylor. Taylor met by Sow and Peterson. Taylor toward the center of the pitch. He's fouled, and Sow can't believe it. Neither can Peterson. And that could prove to be a big whistle, as we just saw the Tigers commit a foul that led to a Dolphins equalizer. Now, Holy Family will have a chance on a free kick, albeit from a bit further out. Richmond lined up over the ball inside of 6 minutes to play. Dolphins set up a wall of 2. That ball bending toward the far post, and Thompson makes the routine save. Thompson quickly punts. That ball is bodied up to Ibarra. Ibarra up the far side. Challenged by Cotticelli. Cotticelli takes it away. And it looks like we had a whistle, and that ball did travel over the touchline. So play is stopped, and the Dolphins will make a substitution.
Dolphins substitution, number 15, Roberto Joffrey enters the game.
Roberto Joffrey into the game, replacing Shane Siegel. Joffrey made his Dolphins debut last week. Tigers with possession in the midfield as the clock ticks down inside of 5 minutes. Tui, good ball, but a better defensive play by Asensio Cueva to beat Amabile to the spot. Dolphins will throw, 4:40 on the clock. And instead they were awarded a free kick, so foul was called against the Tigers on that last play, and that free kick sails right over the touchline. Tigers now throw. Throw in taken immediately. Peterson applying the pressure. He goes down. Richmond up the pitch for Taylor. Taylor was looking for Ibarra. That is shut down by Cotticelli. Joffrey, far sideline. Up to Kashenko. Kashenko looking to move in. Kashenko had a step, but a bit strong on the touch. I think it was knocked away from him, however, and the Dolphins are awarded a corner kick. This will be corner kick number 3 for CSI. Clock winding down inside of 4 minutes to play. Dolphins bench all on their feet. Momentum certainly resting with the home club at the moment. Angulo's corner kick, center of the box, headed by Kishenko, but it rolled in the wrong direction as that rolled off the top of Kishenko's head back toward the top of the penalty area. Angulo is on sides. He has space. He may look to cross, and that cross too strong. Peterson tried to send it back toward goal. Peterson retreating. He has Alvarez. 3:20 on the clock in the second half. Codicelli into the box for Angulo. He centers it with the head, but he is flagged for offsides. Good idea by Leandro Angulo there as he looked to center that ball with his head. Free kick upcoming for the Tigers. Shank sends it a long way once again. He has a big leg as Flores will head it back toward midfield. Angulo working against Richmond. Sent it back toward the Tigers' goal. Nobody home on that pass. Good footwork by our camera operator along the sideline. Our athletic communications content creator, Marquise Pickering, taking photos and getting us some video from right on top of the action, showing off the nifty footwork, keeping that ball from traveling over the far side. You know he's about to get me a quality shot right here as he sets up on a knee right behind the free kick taker, Daniel Angulo. Angulo winds up, sends this into the box. It was contacted by Richmond. Amabile will look to keep it from heading over the touchline. He does. Asensio Cueva against Taylor. And somehow that ball was cleared nearly the length of the pitch. Thompson chips it in the air. Richmond is there waiting. Thompson backpedals toward goal. Richmond stumbling. Sends one on to the foot of Barisso. His shot is saved by Thompson. What a save! And the rebound is put in by Taylor. Thompson made an incredible save to keep this game even, but Angulo couldn't get there for the team save on the follow-up shot. And Dakota Taylor has given the Tigers a 2-1 lead with under 2 minutes to play. What a sequence as we will get another look at the action. It all started as Richmond stumbled into the attacking third. He chipped it up ahead to Barisso. Barisso's shot was saved incredibly by Thompson. Angulo was there for a potential block and what would have been credited to the team as a save. He could not get there, and that is the one time this season, here at home anyway, where Angulo has not been able to keep one out. He did everything he could to assist his goalkeeper, and the Tigers have broken the 1-1 tie inside of 2 minutes to play. They are looking for insurance here. Stackhouse has his shot blocked. Dolphins have just over a minute to pick up an equalizer. That ball headed toward midfield. And now it's sent into the attacking third by the Tigers. This is Sal. Perhaps one last chance here for CSI. Flores moving toward midfield. Flores winds up, sends it long. Kishenko in the area. Amabile sends it skyward. That ball is going to roll over the touchline. Dolphins will throw. Asensio Cueva throws quickly. Kishenko for Peterson. Peterson, 33 seconds to go, looking to make a move toward the touchline. And that's going to be a goal kick for the Tigers. That just may do it, as Holy Family can take their time here. And this looks like it's going to be a heartbreaking defeat for the College of Staten Island. They got level with about 8 minutes to play. Certainly had chances for more in the second half, as the Dolphins put forth a very strong effort in half number 2, but ultimately it was not enough. As Holy Family University picks up the 2-1 win, they snap their 3-match losing streak. For the Dolphins, they do snap a 3-match scoreless streak, but unfortunately for the home club, they are unable to snap the losing streak. CSI has now dropped 4 consecutive games, and for the College of Staten Island, their overall record falls to 1-5 on the season. The Tigers improved to 2-4. And this Dolphins team has to be happy with their effort in half number 2. As for the Tigers, they have to be happy with their effort as well. They came out very strong in this game. As I mentioned at halftime, the numbers certainly favored Holy Family University in a big way during half number 1. In half number 2, the Dolphins really turned that around, but it was a late surge from the Tigers in the latter portion of the second half that decided this game. The Tigers played much better in the final about 20 minutes or so in the second half than they did in the first 20 minutes. Perhaps the Dolphins ran out of steam a bit down the stretch, but that late goal for CSI leveled the score. It looked like they were going to have an opportunity to perhaps take the lead late, but instead it was the Tigers bouncing back with the game-winning goal inside of 2 minutes to play. A tremendous effort in net from Amari Thompson as well. He made several incredible saves throughout this match, including that late save. Leandro Angulo simply couldn't get there in time. As we will get one last look at the deciding goal. There you see Richmond stumbling. A great job by Richmond as well to really regain his footing in a tough spot and chip the ball ahead for a pair of attackers that were making a nice run down the center of the pitch. The Dolphins didn't mark either of those attacking players, and that set up both Taylor and Barissa with a lot of open space. They took full advantage of the open real estate and scored the game-winning goal to give their team the 2-1 victory. So for the Dolphins men's soccer team, they will next be in action this Saturday in Bridgeport, Connecticut, as they take on the University of Bridgeport. Bridgeport no longer a part of the East Coast Conference as they were last year, but the Dolphins will meet the Purple Knights for the first time this season on Saturday. Dolphins will next be in action here at home on Saturday, September 24th. They will kick off against St. Thomas Aquinas College at 2 p.m. That 2 p.m. match will follow a women's match to take place at 11 a.m. So that will also be our next broadcast. Until then, this has been Joe Foreman, and for all of us here at the College of Staten Island, we thank you for watching. Once again, our final score, Holy Family University 2, the College of Staten Island 1. Be sure to join us on Saturday, September 24th for our next broadcast. And until then, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night.